Per il gruppo dell'Alleanza Progressiva.
On behalf of the Group of the Progressive Alliance of Socialists and Democrats, Mr. Pittella. Thank you very much indeed, President, and congratulations to President Tusk. And thank you to President Juncker, Prime Minister Gentiloni, and the Deputy Prime Minister Grech for having made these important speeches this morning. And in particular, I would like to thank Prime Minister Gentiloni for having so strongly stressed the crucial role of the European Parliament. From your words, I understand the urgent need for clear action to be taken to relaunch the European project. We, the Socialists, are on board. If there's one thing we cannot allow in Rome, it's speaking in a vacuum or using slogans or rhetoric. President Tajani, you know that you can count on our group. But if this final declaration in Rome were to be too weak, it should not contain references, significant references to social Europe and governance of the European area. If that's not in there, we would ask you not to sign it. We would have been happy if the entire Parliament could have been more involved in drafting this declaration through an ad hoc resolution, even though it's true that there have been 3 important reports and resolutions in which our views are put across. But we don't want the status quo. Populism is strong, and populists are strong not only when we are not able to explain our achievements, they're also strong when we look weak or resigned. If we stand united and if we show courage, we can face them down. The magical word of these days, which has been mentioned again today, is speed. But more speed in Europe is not a panacea for all our ills. It's a method. It's not really the strategy. Gentiloni has made some very wise statements today. This method in the past helped Europe because it's unacceptable that a member state can have a veto if others want to move ahead. But it would be a mistake if we were only to focus on speed. Europe's problem today not is 1, 2 or 3 speeds. It's the direction we're moving in, the substance. Let's agree on the direction, where we want to go. What's the approach? And I hope that all member states will drive in that direction, all of the families in Europe. And if some people are not on board, then it's their own responsibility not to be on board, but they can't stand in the way of others. If the direction is austerity, for example, then we're going to run aground. It's the substance which is important, not the method. First the substance and then the method. We have to face 3 major challenges in Rome. Firstly, the unity of Europe, our social and territorial cohesion. We need common, joint social standards, better living conditions, which means a strong social pillar, investment in Europe, which will create jobs through energy transition, a circular economy, digital connectivity for all. And for those people who ask where we're going to find the resources to do all of these things, I would say that tax evasion every year takes millions of euros from the European citizens. That's where the resources are, and those resources have to go back to our citizens. Second priority is collective defence and our external borders. It's not possible to have a market with no internal borders unless we share responsibility for managing those external borders, unless we have a European asylum system. The third priority is on Europe in the world. Well, we've got Trumpism in America, we've got threats to international order, and you said that there are some important countries. I would agree with President Juncker on that. Turkey is really now moving towards an authoritarian kind of approach, and Europe should be a point of reference for people who believe in democracy and human rights. President, the dream which existed 60 years ago, well, it's run into peaks of enthusiasm and then stagnation, but it may seem strange. The longer Europe is threatened, the more I believe in Europe. The darker times become, the more I understand the need for European integration. And I've understood that only if we believe in this project can we change it and save it. I'm concluding now. Compromise on words, ambiguity, fears. There is no place for that anymore. In Rome, everyone should freely choose the camp to which they belong. And then we will move ahead in order to change Europe and to save the European project.
Per il gruppo dei conservatori e dei riformatori.
On behalf of the Conservatives and Reformists, Raffaele Fitto.
Signor Presidente Tajani,
President Tajani, President Tusk, President Juncker, Prime Minister Gentiloni, colleagues, politicians can usually be divided into two